Hey everybody, welcome to Matt's Metal Show. Today, we're not talking about Whitesnake. I just wore my Whitesnake shirt. You'll come and get it. 1981. Yeah. Today is a tough one. A super fucking tough one. We're going to talk about Jethro Tull. Yeah, with little Ian Anderson standing on one foot playing the flute. Jethro Tull. I gotta tell you, out of all the shows that I've done, Queensryche and fucking all the Black Sabbath and fucking Rush and fucking everybody that I've done, I just did the Scorpions and fucking Aerosmith and Motley Crue. I just did Rat too. Out of all the bands that I've done so far, this was absolutely the fucking hardest one to do. And the reason why is that, like, Jethro Tull they have 21 studio albums, and then they have an EP that I added in here because it's fucking brilliant and it's my fucking list. So 22 total pieces of work that I'm going to cover. I excluded one. I almost added it, but then I excluded it. I was going to put the Chateau album on here, which was a little bit of kind of the leftovers or the madness that surrounded a Passion Play. And they put the album out. It was called Nightcap. It was recorded in August of 1972 at the Chateau d'Orville in France. And that's pretty cool, you know, go check it out. But I was going to add that, but I'm like, well. So, 22 fucking albums that I got to put together and say, what is my favorite and what is my least favorite? Now, the thing with Jethro Tull is that, and I was just talking about it to Matt the Metal Guy. We've been talking for the last couple of days because we're like, it's a fucking hard one. Because I know my favorite album. It's always been my favorite fucking Tull album, but everything else, you know, it's like I know my favorite. That was easy, and I know my least favorite. That was fucking easy, and then everything else. And when you start to go back and listen to these albums, you're like, oh, that album kind of sucked, but then you're like, oh, that's a really fucking good song. Fuck, that's a really good song. So there was some kind of the middle of the list, like when you get into albums like in the late 80s, Crest of a Knave and like Rock Island, Catfish Rising in 91, you kind of forget about those albums because there wasn't a big fanfare on there. They weren't like these huge albums. But when you fucking pop them on, you're like, oh, fuck. There is no Jethro Tull album that I loathe. Not one. Even the Christmas album is fucking genius. Don't listen to it as much as some of them, so we'll see where it lands on the list. But Jethro Tull was a band that started in, 1967 in England, in Blackmore, I think it was. Is it Blackmore? Let's first fact check of the day. Dude, Blackpool, England. And the funny thing about Jethro Tull was, original guitar player was Mick Abrams, and he was kind of like the ringleader. He wanted to be this bluesy rock band, and that was kind of the thing at the time with Fleetwood Mac, with Peter Green, and even Black Sabbath was a band called Earth, and they were like a blues-based rock band. That was, you know, John Mayall's Blues Breakers, Eric Clapton, all that, you know. So that was kind of the cool thing to do. They came up with the name Jethro Tull. They did not come up with the name Jethro Tull. Jethro Tull is an 18th century, like, agriculturist from fucking England. The thing is that they used to change their name every time they played because they would never get invited back to these clubs that they were trying to play. So they went through a fucking slew of fucking names. Like, a ton of names. And it just became a point where they would just, like, they didn't even care. They were called, at one point, let's see, they were called Navy Blue. They were called Ian Henderson's Bag o' Nails. Candy Colored Rain. Whatever. So, the funny thing is they were getting booked for a gig, and they let their manager pick the name because, you know, like, they were, like, incognito. And their manager happened to be, like, a historian. So he picked the name Jethro Tull from the agriculturist. And the funny thing was, they actually had a good show, and the band, or the club owner, actually invited them back. So the name just stuck. They're like, oh, fuck it. We're Jethro Tull. So a lot of people think that Jethro Tull is a member of the band. Like Jay Giles. Jay Giles was, you know, a member of the band. Peter Wolf got all the, you know, credit, but, you know, Jay Giles was the guitar player. So Jethro Tull is not a member of the band. He's been dead for hundreds of years. So yeah. So anyways, their first album that they came out with was really bluesy. You could tell when you're listening to it, you could tell that Ian Anderson is not the focal point of the band. It's Mick Abrams. And Ian didn't really dig it, and Mick Abrams didn't dig it, and they were kind of clashing. So Mick Abrams left, and then they got a couple other guys that didn't work out. One of them was Tony Iommi from Black Sabbath. Black Sabbath at that point was called Earth, and they had opened for Tull in Birmingham. And Ian was like, hey, that guy was good. Let's go talk to him. And so Tony actually quit Earth, also known as Black Sabbath, and he went and joined Jethro Tull. And there's actually footage. I think there's a movie where he's like wearing a white hat and he's playing his lefty SG. And Tony Iommi was in fucking Jethro Tull. What? But Tony, realizing that, well, this is kind of Ian Anderson's band now, because once Mick Abrams left, it was fucking Ian Anderson's band. So Tony was like, hey, I could be in a band where the singer's in charge, or I could go back to my own band where I'm in charge. And he did that. And the rest is history. Changed the name to Black Sabbath. And they ended up getting Martin Barre. He was like third or fourth on the list. That's kind of fucked up because Martin Barre has been in Jethro Tull from 1968 all the way to, I'm not going to say present day because we don't know, right? We were talking, me and Matt have been talking about this list for days and days. We're kind of like, I go, well, what's your fucking top five? And then he gave me his top five, and I'm like, it kind of coincides with mine. Our number one was the same. And then we differ on opinion because everybody hears stuff differently. So the last couple of days, man, I've been like pounding fucking Jethro Tull. That sounded fucking weird, didn't it? I've been like going through album, seeing where I rank my songs. Luckily, I fucking go and every time I listen to an album, I rank the fucking songs. So I can look at an album and say, oh, well, fuck, I liked fucking 8 songs that are fucking stellar, so I'm cool. So that helped me out a little bit. It was fucking hard. And there's some albums like that used to grab me, like used to totally grab me, and now I listen to them and I'm like, And then there's one album, they have the one album that's kind of like, the critics hated it. I remember that. I remember Rolling Stone fucking beat this album like down like a fucking narc at a biker rally. And it's one of their most fucking genius albums, but and I was telling Matt, I was like, some days I'm like, oh, this is fucking brilliant. It's fucking amazing. And then on other days I'm like, this is a proggy, fucking nonsensical fucking show off fest. So just kind of depends on what mood you're in, right? So fuck, let's do this. We're gonna go over the 21 studio albums by Jethro Tull, and then one of them, like I said, is an EP. But it's kind of important because it's kind of important. Let's go over Jethro fucking Tull. All right, number 22. This will be no surprise. Number 22, I'm going to go with the debut, 1968, This Was. It's not a bad album. I don't hate it. I just don't really fucking listen to this because the Martin Barr stuff, I'm sorry. Sorry, Mick Abrams. The Martin Barr stuff is just better. Or should I say the Ian Anderson stuff is just better. It's more cohesive. This is a lot of jammy, bluesy, that kind of stuff. Abrahams. I'm sorry, I keep saying Abrams. I'm thinking like J.J. Abrams from like fucking Airplane and shit. Abrahams. Mick Abrahams. Edit out everything you just heard. Anyways. This album, it doesn't thrill me. The opening song, My Sunday Feeling, I like that song. There was a couple of like singles in that back in the day. That was kind of, especially in '68, that was kind of these bands kind of lived and died by singles. And one of the singles at the time was a single called Love Story, and that's a really fucking good song. This has like Beggar's Farm, Serenade to a Cuckoo, Dharma for One. It's my least favorite fucking Jethro Tull album. It really is. A lot of bluesy, and it's like, cool, man, but not my cup of tea. So, that's number 22. Number 21, we're going to go 1984, Under Wraps. Under Wraps. Well, one thing is like Ian Anderson's this big espionage fan, this James Bondy kind of thing. So I guess this was his nod to that. Martin Barr says that this is one of his favorite Jethro Tull albums. Lots of keyboards, it's a very 80s, not a lot of flute, right? This is kind of a head scratcher. Under Wraps, and it's weird too because like when the vinyl album came out, there was 11 songs on it, but when the CD came out, there's 15 songs on it. I think 11 songs would have been enough. I love Lap of Luxury, that was the single, and then I like Under Wraps 1, the first part. Those are good intro to the album, but then the rest of it's pedestrian. There's nothing on here that just blows your mind. Saboteur, it's alright. Radio Free Moscow, it's alright. Astronomy. Not the BOC song. This was just kind of like electronic drums kind of shit going on. It was 1984, so it was like, Tull was kind of, trying some new shit out, but it's weird because the album before this is fucking really good. Broadsword and the Beast. And then the album after this. What was after this? Oh, You're in Love. I'm still got my rat list here. Wow. Yeah, Crest of a Knave was 87. Crest of a Knave. Beat Metallica in the fucking Grammys. Justice for All, Crest of a Knave. Shows you what the Grammys know. Anyways, That's number 21, Under Wraps. It was just a weird kind of new wavy, kind of synth poppy, kind of Jethro Tull espionage album. Okay. It was weird. Number 20. I'm going to go the very last Jethro Tull album so far. Apparently, there is an album coming out next year. I guess Ian Anderson. Now, here's the deal. I heard Martin Barr was not invited, which is mind-boggling. But I guess Ian Anderson's working with the traveling fucking latter part of fucking Jethro Tull, the touring band, minus Martin Barr, and it's coming out with an album. It's called The Zealot Gene. It's supposed to be out next year, so we'll see what happens. But it's like when these old fucking geezer bands, these fucking dinosaurs, and I'll say that in a loving fucking way because I fucking love Jethro Tull, but they're a fucking dinosaur band. The fucking first album was in '68, for Christ's sakes. How the fuck do you not do an album with Martin Barr? Did you call Mick Abrahams back in after all these years? Hey, Mick, what are you doing? Oh, shining shoes and fucking, Piccadilly Circus? Why don't you come on down and make a fucking album? Like, come on, man. It's that same shit with fucking Sabbath when they fucking ditched Bill Ward for the last fucking album. It's like, fuck, man. Get your shit together. Fucking just put your squabbles or whatever behind you and just fucking... Ugh. Anyways, that was my mini rant right there. The Christmas album from 2003 is going to be number 20. It's not a bad album, okay? And it's kind of a cool Christmas album, and it's kind of a strange Christmas album because, like, we all know, like, it's in, like, Ian Anderson's like a fucking atheist, right? But I guess he has fond memories of Christmas as a child, so I know there's some other songs where he talks about Christmas too. And they were always very fond of Christmas. They always had Christmas songs come out as singles and shit throughout the years. This is a pretty solid album. It opens up with Birthday Card at Christmas, which is actually a really fucking cool song. Orchestrally, this album is fucking great. They have fucking Greensleeved on here, Pavon, Jack Frost and the Hooded Crow. God, yes. God rest ye merry gentlemen. Whew. But it's a Christmas album, so I'll listen to it at Christmas time. I don't really pop it on the rest of the year. So that's number 20, the Jethro Tull Christmas album, which was the last album that they came out with in 2003. Number 19. I'm going to go jtull.com from 1999. Now, when you see an album titled jtull.com, your first instinct is to hate it for everything that it's fucking worth, right? And I didn't listen to this album a bunch. And then yesterday I popped it on, and then this morning I popped it on. And that's the fucking thing about Jethro Tull. This is 1999. Jethro Tull, no one gave a fuck. And they come out with an album called jtull.com. You're like, are you starting a website? But it opens up with fucking Spiral, and it's really fucking good. Wicked Windows is kind of a cool song. Hunt by Numbers. Black Mamba is kind of weird, but kind of fun. Mango Surprise is not, though. Mango Surprise is, like, annoying. And then it goes into Bends Like a Willow, which is good. Even the title track, he sings with this chick, and it's kind of dumb, but at the same time, it's still fucking good. And that's the fucking thing about fucking Jethro Tull is like, dude, you come out with this late 99 fucking album called jtull.com, and I'm supposed to fucking hate it because it just off the bat, it seems lame. And then it's got these fucking great songs on there, and you're just like, fuck! What else has it got on there? It's got Mango Surprise. It's got a Hot Mango Flush. I don't know what fucking Ian Anderson's infatuation with mangoes was on this album. Oh, it has El Nino on it, which is pretty cool too. So that's fucking number 19. JToll.com from 1999. Number 18, we're going 1987. The album that beat fucking Metallica for the fucking Grammy in the hard rock metal category. And then the following year when they actually won, they were like, Lars was like, oh, we'd like to thank Jethro Tull for not coming out with an album. Crest of a Knave from 1987. This isn't a killer album. Well, this album certainly is not better than fucking And Justice for All. Fuck. But it's a solid fucking album. There's about 4 fucking songs that I love, and then the rest of it, it's cool. It's not, like I said, there's nothing from fucking Jethro Tull that I'm like, oh my god, it sucks. Even like Under Wraps, even the bluesy fucking debut, they're still fucking cool. Just not my favorites. So, this opens up with Steel Monkey, which is a fucking great song, and then Farm on the Freeway, which is a fucking cool song. I love Budapest and I love fucking Mountain Men. Those are my 4 fucking songs that I fucking love. The Waking Edge. She said she was a dancer. My voice is kind of shitty today. That's why I'm not really singing. So one day I'll get rid of this fucking cough. Maybe. Or maybe not. Ooh, it's a conspiracy! I've been infected by an alien virus. Fuck that. Anyways. Number 18 is Crest of a Knave. Like I said, it's a solid album, but it's not one that I like readily fucking reach for. I'd probably throw a couple of those songs if I was doing a comp list. I'd probably throw Steel Monkey on there. Maybe. Farm on the Freeway. I'd probably do that. I gotta make a comp list of fucking Toll. It's hard though because some of the earlier shit is like, okay, I'm gonna put this on there. Well, fuck, that song's 25 minutes long. Oh. Thick as a brick on your comp list. All right. That was number 18, Crest of a Knave from 1987. Number 17, this might shock some people, but not me. I'm going to go 1974, and I'm going to go a little album called War Child. War Child. This was the album after A Passion Play and Thick as a Brick, where those 2 albums where it's basically like one fucking song with these grandiose fucking all these little parts and shit. And this was the album where they went back to like a regular fucking format. And everybody knew. I was fucking 4 when this album came out, or 5, so I didn't know. But everybody kind of knew that, when you go through all that greatness, and then this is kind of like the follow-up, that there's probably going to be like some kind of blowback or letdown. It's not a bad album, but it's just not one that just speaks to me. I have all the fucking remasters, so I have like a million bonus tracks on every one of these fucking albums, which is cool. Go find the remasters because there's a lot of good shit on there, and you can find a lot of the singles and stuff too. So, the title track's all right. Queen and Country's all right. Ladies is all right. Backdoor Angels. Skating away on the thin ice of a new day is fucking amazing. Bungle in the Jungle is fucking amazing. Only Solitaire is fucking amazing. Those songs are fucking amazing. And then the rest of the album, like, it's alright. But there was so much shit that went down when they did Passion Play, where they were, like, locked up in the fucking chateau, and they were all, they missed their families and shit, and they wanted to get the fuck out of there, That this album, like, they probably approached it in a way different manner than they did for, like, Thick as a Brick and fucking Passion Play. But it's a solid album, but from that core group of albums, and I'm going to say about from, like, 69 to, like, 78 is, like, the very cream of the crop for fucking Tull. And then, this album is my least favorite from that era. So, War Child from 1974. All right, that was number 17. Number 16. This actually should probably be ranked lower because it's not really a Jethro Tull album, but from 1980, there's an album called A. And the reason why it was called A is because the master tapes were marked with an A. And the reason why the master tapes were marked with a fucking A is because this was supposed to be Ian Anderson's fucking solo album. But the folks at Chrysalis Records decided, no, don't do that. Come out with a fucking Tull album. So you got A, an Ian Anderson solo album that became a Jethro Tull album. I love Black Sunday. That's a fucking great song. I love Protect and Survive. Batteries Not Included is a fucking great song. The Pine Martin's Jig. That's a fucking great song, too. Everything else, it's good. It's a good album. I mean, here's the deal. Ian Anderson's like the driving force. Ever since album number 2, Stand Up, Ian Anderson's the fucking driving force behind fucking Jethro Tull. So, doing a solo album, a little different than what Tull would normally do, but at the same time, it's Ian Anderson, and Ian Anderson's pretty much fucking Jethro Tull, so how fucking far did they stray? Not terribly far. It's a solid album. It's number 16. I don't reach for it a shitload, but there's some good fucking songs on there. So, but it was supposed to be a solo album, and like we all know, or we don't know, back then the record companies would tell you what the fuck to do, and you fucking did it. So, because that was your bread and butter, right? You gotta have a hit album. All right, number 15. 15, I'm going to go to 1995's Roots to Branches. 1995. I can tell you in 1995, I sure as fuck wasn't listening to Jethro Tull. A lot of these later albums I've, gotten in the last couple of years, probably the last 10 years. In 95, that was what, 26 years ago? Isn't that crazy? 26 years ago, Roots to Branches came out. This is a solid fucking album. And dude, all of these fucking albums, like, going forward, even, fuck all these albums, even the ones I don't really love, they're all fucking solid as fuck. Dude, it starts off with Roots to Branches, which is fucking good, man. It's a good, it's so, when you put on a fucking Jethro Tull album, man, it's like going home, like to the woods, to the minstrels, it's just like, there's a fucking magic about fucking Jethro Tull albums where you just put it on and you're like transported, man. As soon as you hear the fucking flute going and fucking Martin Barr, fucking, oh my god, you're just like, ooh, the prog masters, right? The folksy fucking prog masters that are Jethro Tull. Like I said, it's got Roots to Branches, which is the beginning, the first song. Rare and Precious Shane. Fuck. Valley. Dangerous Veils. Fuck. Wounded, Old, and Treacherous. It's a fucking solid fucking album, man. These are one of those, latter year ones where you didn't give it as much love as the early stuff, because the early stuff, obviously you had years and years to beat those to death. But fucking Roots to Branches, if you haven't heard any of these later fucking past the 90s fucking Jethro Tull albums, go on and get them. Fuck. Get fucking jtoll.com. Fuck. Just to fucking hear some shit on there. Now, Ian Anderson, I will tell you, everybody thinks like fucking Ian Gillan's a fucking perv. Read this motherfucker's lyrics. Jesus. Him and Ian Gillan probably fucking hang out at the pub and just write fucking songs about fucking weird, creepy, banging chick, kind of weird, whoa. Anyway. It's a good fucking album. Definitely check it out. Number 14. This might be controversial too, but I don't give a fuck. It's How I Feel. It's how I hear these albums. I'm going to go 1969 Stand Up, the second Jethro Tull album. The first album with Martin Barre. The first album where fucking Ian Anderson took the fucking reins and was fucking Jethro Tull. So, they had a single called Living in the Past, which was pretty fucking popular for them, and that's a great fucking song, and it's included on here on the remaster, so hopefully you have it too. If not, it's probably on one of the 800 million fucking Jethro Tull compilations. It's got Jeffrey Goes to Leicester Square. That's a great fucking song. It opens with A New Day Yesterday, which I kind of like, but it still kind of almost feels a little bit like this was. But then it goes into Jeffrey Goes to Leicester Square. And then it has fucking Bore on it. Bore. The fuck. Oh my god, that's fucking great. It's got Back to the Family. And it's got Fat Man on it. Those are fucking great songs. But this album, opens the A New Day Yesterday. It's alright. Look Into the Sun. It's alright. Nothing Is Easy. Like, there's a lot of songs that are like, they're okay. Obviously, the next fucking album would, like, be... this was... Like, Tull started out as that blues band. They weren't really Jethro Tull. And then this was kind of Jethro Tull. And then the next album's totally Jethro Tull. So that's almost like the Alice Cooper band. It's like, Pretty's For You didn't make any fucking sense. Then Easy Action, there were some hints of the Alice Cooper band, and then they come out with fucking like Love It to Death, and you're just like, oh, okay. So third album's a charm, right? Figure out what the fuck you're gonna do. Stand Up, like I said, it's cool. It's not awesome, but it's cool. Oh, yeah. Number 13, I'm going to go 1979 Stormwatch. That's a fucking great cover, though. What a great cover. It's like Ian Anderson with a cloak on, with binoculars, with lightning in him. Ian loved to put himself on the fucking album covers, didn't he? This album is kind of hit and miss for people. Stormwatch, there was a little bit of fucking shit going on in this album. I think this is where their bass player was dying, right? It was notably the last Tull album to feature the classic lineup, as Barrymore Barlow and keyboardist John Evan and Dee Palmer all left or were fired from the band in the months the album tour concluded. Wow. And, their bass player, John Glasscock, he fucking died of heart complications during the tour. That's fucking crazy. So, this album, obviously there was some turmoil going on in the band because, like, right after the fucking tour, like, Ian Anderson fucking fired everybody except for fucking Martin Barre, right? This album, some people love it and some people hate it. I'm kind of on the fence. It's number fucking 13, right? So, starts off with North Sea Oil, which is fucking great. I love that song. And Orion is fucking good. The first two songs out of the gate, it's fucking good. This is a very fucking atmospheric, fucking cool, fucking kind of weird album. But at the same time, Home, Dark Ages, Warm Sporan, Something's on the Move is fucking great. Old Ghost is fucking great, and then Dun Ring Hill is fucking great. I love those fucking... So, I love like 5 songs on this fucking album. I have a bunch of bonus tracks. There's a bonus track called Kelpie, which is fucking awesome, and then King Henry's Madrigal, which is another bonus track, and it's fucking awesome! So that kind of throws the love category up on this. It's a fucking varied album. You could tell, like, as you listen to it, you could tell there was shit going on that you were like, does it really feel 100% like the band's involved in this? But those 5 songs and those couple of bonus tracks are fucking great, so I fucking dig it. Like I said, it's number fucking 13. Boom, boom, boom. Number 12, I'm going to go 1989 Rock Island. Rock Island. Another bad album title, right? Got the little porthole. Yeah. jtull.com. I forgot about this album, and then I discovered it again yesterday, and I was like, fuck. Starts off with Kissing Willie, and yes, it's about fucking Kissing Willie. Like I said, man, Ian Anderson and fucking Ian Gillan should get together and fucking play some flute and fucking sing songs about nasty shit. Kissing Willie's alright. It's lewd. And she's like, and she's down on her knees kissing Willie. You're like, what the fuck? Okay. The Rattlesnake Trail. Ears of Tin. Undressed to Kill. It's like about a prostitute. Shocking. Then it gets good. And that's the weird thing about this fucking album is like the first 4 songs, they're alright. I mean, Kissing Willie's kind of like a throwaway, dirty song. You know. Musically, though, this sounds fucking great. But then you hit Rock Island, the fucking title track, and that's a really fucking good song. Heavy Water is a fucking good song. Another Christmas song is a fucking good song. See, like I said, he always threw some Christmas in there every once in a while. So, The Whalers' Dues is fucking great. And then Big Riffin' Mando, which is a song about, like, some fan stole fucking Martin Barr's fucking mandolin, his, like, fucking antique mandolin that he used on all the fucking albums. Somebody fucking stole it. So they wrote a song about it. Dude, this is a really solid fucking album. This was one of those pleasant surprises, and that's what's cool about Jethro Tull is like you could go for a long while and forget about Jethro Tull and then fucking jump into their discography and be like, fuck! And you fuck, man. You find a ton of shit that's fucking fun to listen to. It's fucking awesome. Very fucking atmospheric. Very fucking fucking flute riffs aplenty. And then fucking Martin Barr's such a great fucking guitar player. Probably one of the most underrated fucking guitar players. And I'm going to say it. Next to Gary Moore, Martin Barr's probably the second most underrated fucking guitar player, like, ever. Who the fuck ever mentions Martin Barr? You know, Mick Moody probably gets fucking more mentions than fucking Martin Barr, you know? It's like, he has this huge body of work that's just fucking fantastic. So, shout out to Martin Barr. I don't know why the fuck Ian's not giving you a call to work on... Whoa! The Zealot gene. That's kind of fucked up. But anyways, I just spread COVID everywhere, right? Because I sneezed, I have COVID. No, not really. What's our next one there? Next one, number 11, is going to be Catfish Rising. Catfish Rising. This is another fucking album, 1991. You go, 91 Catfish Rising, Jethro Tull, you go, meh. But then you fucking put it on and you're like, what the fuck? Starts out with This Is Not Love, good song. Occasional Demons, Jesus. Roll Your Own, Rocks on the Road, Sparrow on the Schoolyard Wall. Fuck, dude, this album just gets better and better and better. It's fucking mind-blowing. This is 1991. Jethro Tull's not supposed to be awesome. They're supposed to come out with albums like Crest of the Knave where it's like 4 good songs, really good songs, and then like a bunch of stuff that's all right. What the fuck? Thinking Round Corners, fucking Doctor to My Disease. Fuck. Got a couple of bonus tracks. Got Jumpstart Live and Night in the Wilderness. When Jesus Came to Play. Woo! Ian Anderson's old enough to remember when Jesus came to play. Fucking Catfish Rising, man. Like I said, some of these older albums, some of these, like, I'd probably say from, like, Crescent Nave, yeah, it's alright. But then after that, like, Rock Island on, some of these fucking albums, man, that you don't expect them to be good. And then you put them on and you're like, fuck. What the fuck? Awesome. All right, we're in the top 10. Top 10 of Jethro Tull. All right, number 10, I'm going to go the third album, the album where Jethro Tull really became Jethro Tull. 1970s Benefit. Opens up with You There to Help Me, which is a fucking great song. Nothing to Say is all right. Alive and Well and Living In. Sun for Michael Collins, Jeffrey and Me. To Cry You a Song. And Soul City, You're a Woman. Ooh, what else is that? The Witch's Promise is fucking cool, and that's a bonus track. And ooh, so is Teacher. That's fucking the original UK mix. That's a fucking good song too. Benefit, man. Benefit is that album after Stand Up where they fucking got their shit together. Got a little bit more maybe input from the band and then kind of went with where they were going and became like actually Jethro Tull. And it's a fucking great album. It's in my top 10, so not my favorite, but definitely a fucking solid album. Oh yeah. Number 9 is that little EP I was going to talk about, and it's called Life is a Long Song. And it's an EP at what? Came out in 71, like right after Aqualung. Right? Yeah. It's got 5 songs on it. It's got Life is a Long Song, which is a fucking great song. It's got Up the Pool, which is a great fucking song. It's got Dr. Boggenbloom, which is kind of Aqualung-y. It's got From Later, which is cool, and then it's got Nursey, which is just a little blur, but it's a really fucking good song. This was this little EP that they came out with that, this is kind of like when they started, I want to say when they started distributing to the U.S., like straight up, right? Because this was on the Living in the Past album from 72, and they actually included these at the end of that. I have the original master recordings, the gold CD. Ooh, but this was kind of like the early era, like Tull kind of getting introduced to America. Yeah, because they weren't huge in America. And then, like, after this, they were, like, open to America in the early 70s. But yeah, that's a fucking great little EP. That's why I included it, because me and my buddy Matt, the Metal God, we were talking about that, and he goes, dude, what about this? And I said, dude, I'm going to include that, because I fucking love those songs. They're fucking really good. And this was right around that fucking era where it was like, oh, Jethro Tull could do no fucking wrong, right? So that's number 9. Life is a Long Song, the EP from 1971. Number 8, we're going to go Songs from the Wood from 1977. Songs from the fucking Wood. And that, you know, it's got Ian Anderson sitting out at a campfire, and that's kind of fucking how Jethro Tull is, man. It's like songs you would hear out in the fucking primeval forest. You know, Songs from the Wood fucking opens up. It's a fucking great song. Jack and the Green's a fucking great song. Hunting Girl's a fucking great song. Velvet Green, The Whistler. Ugh. Hybarock Cap in Hand is another fucking great song. Fire at Midnight. I fucking love this album. This album is fucking awesome. It's fucking great, man. 1977. This was right before, like, what came out after this? We know Stormwatch came out after. Oh, yeah. That album was pretty good. The follow-up album to this was pretty fucking amazing. And the album before this was fucking amazing. So this is one of those albums in that stretch of albums that I would say from, Stand Up. Not totally, but Stand Up, yeah. Because it did have some fucking amazing shit on there. From Stand Up all the way up to, like, Heavy Horses, I would say, is the fucking best fucking Tull around, of course. But this album, Songs from the Wood, fuck. This was minstrel music, fucking folksy, fucking proggy, fucking just awesomeness. And you just pop that in. I sound like that guy from, what was that? I Love You, Man. Where he's like, awesome. The guy that loved the fucking soccer team, the Galaxy. That guy was annoying. Songs from the Wood, 1977. Whoa, number 8, right? Number 7, I'm going to go 1982's The Broadsword and the Beast. I think a lot of people fucking overlook this album. Probably because of the album that came after it and the album that came before it. I mean, A was before this, which was kind of like a little bit of a different direction because it was supposed to be, the fucking Ian Anderson solo album. And then after this was Under Wraps. This album's kind of in the middle, right? And it's really fucking good, man. It is. It's got fucking Beastie on it. It's got Class. It's got Falling on Hard Times. It's got Flying Colors. Fuck, the first 4 songs are out of the gate fucking awesome. It's got Pussy Willow. Watching Me, Watching You. It's got Seal Driver. It's got Cheerio. And it's got a shitload of bonus tracks on it. It's got Jack Frost and the Hooded Crow on here, which is funny because it's from the Christmas album. Like 1, 2, 3, 4. This fucking whole album is fucking really good. Fuck, Broadsword and the fucking Beast, man. 1982. This album, like a lot of people kind of shit on this album. I don't know fucking why, man. 1982. What the fuck was as good as this in 82? Fuck. Whitesnake? Maybe? This is a fucking solid ass fucking Jethro Tull album. Fuck, it's number fucking 7 on my fucking list, so it's gotta be pretty good. Number 6, and this will piss Matt maybe not. Hey, Matt. Number 6, I'm gonna go 1973, and I'm going to go A Passion Play. Now, hear me out. The reason why A Passion Play is number 6 is because that's the album that I was talking about earlier, where some days I put it on, and it reminds me a lot of, like, the Peter Gabriel, when fucking Genesis was fucking amazing. Like Foxtrot, Selling England by the Pound, fucking Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. It kind of fucking reminds me of that because it's so grandiose and there's fucking all this weird, crazy shit going on. Sometimes I fucking just listen to it as one piece of music because that's what it really was supposed to be. This is Thick as a Brick was supposed to be one flowing piece of music with a bunch of little different parts. A Passion Play, for me, On the other hand, sometimes I put it on and I'm just like, it doesn't make a lot of fucking sense. I mean, you listen to the lyrics and you're just like, okay. And I know it's about like a guy dying and then he goes through like the passion play, which is like the afterlife and shit like that, where he's like, what, in the icy wastes, you know? But it doesn't make a fuck ton of sense. And sometimes it just seems like one of those albums where you're like, dig us, look how awesome we are. So it seems a bit pretentious, right? Now, this is when they came to the States. They put on a big fucking production and they had like little scenes and different shit. And this was like fucking Tull was like being Charles Dickens, you know, and fucking going out on the road and bringing his, his Dickensian shit going on. I love this fucking album, but I also don't love this fucking album. So that's why it's number 6. It's still a great album. It's still in the top 10, so come on. But at the same time, like I said, it depends on what kind of fucking mood I'm in. If I put this on and I'm in that mood to fucking hear all this fucking crazy awesome shit, then I'm like, yeah, I fucking love Passion Play, and it might even be fucking higher. But if I put it on a day where I'm just like, yeah, you guys are good, but it doesn't make a fuck ton of sense. I mean, you could pop up the lyric sheet and fucking read through while you're fucking listening to it, and it don't make a fuck ton of sense, okay? Even with the lyric sheet up there, you're just like, what the fuck is he talking about? So, that's that album. I love it, and I don't. I don't hate it. It doesn't go that far, but I love it to, I kind of like it. So, that's why Passion Play is number 6. It's an incredible fucking album, but it's supposed to be just like listened to as one piece. It's broken down for me because I have the gold CD, so it's broken down in a bunch of different parts for me. The Silver Chord's fucking awesome, reassuring tune, memory bank. There's a lot of like little pieces and then a song, like a proper song, and then another little piece, and then a proper song, another little piece, a proper song. You know, it kind of runs like that. Best Friends is awesome. Critique Oblique is pretty awesome. Forest Dance 1 is fucking awesome, and Forest Dance 2 is too. The Story of the Hare Who Lost His Spectacles. And that's where I'm kind of like, you know, you go through this album and it's like about this guy who died, and then he's like seeing all the fucking people that are died, and, you know, blah, blah, blah. And it's all about passion play, which is like life maybe, or your fucking ultimate quest. And then right smack in the middle of this, you got the Story of the Hare Who Lost His Spectacles, which is read by their fucking bass player. It's a bit of a head scratcher, isn't it? So like I said, I mean, you got to kind of be in the fucking mood for this. You know, because you sit down and listen to that and you're just like, what in the fuck? Yeah, Jeffrey Hammond. He's fucking sitting there. Jeffrey. Oh, Jeffrey. They love to mention Jeffrey, right? A song for Jeffrey, right? He's sitting there fucking reading the story about the hare who lost his spectacles. It's fucking weird. It's like Monty Python showed up in the middle of their fucking album. You know? Some would say it's fucking genius, and some would say, what the fuck? So, it's a fucking great album. Musically, holy fuck. It's fucking a prog masterpiece. It is. Lyrically and contextually, it's fucking weird, man. In spots. So, that's why Passion Plays number 6. I still love it, but some days I'm not in the fucking mood. Number 5, I'm going to go Too Old to Rock and Roll. Too Young to Die. I've read places where people didn't fucking like this album, and I'm kind of mystified by that because this is a great fucking album. It starts off with Quiz Kid. It's got Crazy Institution. It's got Salamander, Taxi Grab, fuck, Big Dipper, the title track, and Pied Piper. Those are my favorite fucking songs on this album. This came out in '76, and it's fucking good, man. Got a couple of bonus tracks. They're alright, but this was a fucking solid fucking Jethro Tull album, 1976. This is like wedged in between Minstrel in the Gallery and fucking Songs from the Wood. It's fucking genius, man. This was that stretch of fucking Tull albums that were all just fucking awesome. And I fucking dig it. That's why it's my number fucking 5. Over A Passion Play. Yeah, it is. Yeah. I was going to say, it's just because, Tull did Aqualung, and then they did Thick as a Brick, and then they did fucking Passion Play, and then they went into War Child, which was kind of the lesser of all those. And you started to get kind of tired of the big giant one-song album. Because that's basically Thick as a Brick and A Passion Play. They're like technically one fucking song. They're split up because two sides of a fucking album, But if they would have had digital back then, it would have been one fucking song. Here's your song. So it was nice to kind of get a reprieve of that and start getting back into like the regular format of the albums where, everything didn't have to be tied together. I know Matt was talking about this album and he kind of rediscovered it this morning. And I fucking love this album. So I'm going to go number 4. I'm going to go Minstrel in the Gallery from 1975. Minstrel in the fucking Gallery. That was fucking Jethro Tull, dude. Jethro Tull was, fuck, man. It was folk. It was prog. It was fucking mystical. Starts off with the title track, Minstrel in the Gallery, which is fucking awesome. It's got Cold Wind of Valhalla, which is fucking awesome. It's got Black Satin Dancer. It's got fucking Requiem, which is whoa! One Duck. Yeah, it's alright. It's got Baker Street Muse, though, which is really fucking good. It's got March of the Mad Scientist on mine. It's a bonus track. But, it ended with Grace, right? It ends with Grace, which is cool. Got some bonus tracks on mine for BBC from 1975. This is a fucking really good album. Just for Requiem alone, that's why this album is ranked number 4. It's fucking awesome. Fuck. Minstrel in the Gallery. It's one of those 69, 78. It's right in the fucking middle. After all the hoopla of the fucking one-song albums where they kind of went back to the regular format, they came out with some bangers fucking like right in a row. I mean, fucking look what they came out with. They came out with War Child was like the letdown. It was the breather album. It was the look, we don't have to do that anymore. But then you got Too Old to Rock and Roll, Too Young to Die. Or you got Minstrel in the Gallery, Too Old to Rock and Roll, Too Young to Die, Songs from the Wood, and then fucking Heavy Horses. Boom, 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 boom. Jesus. That's a nice fucking stretch of albums right there. Jeez. Number 3, I'm going to go fucking Heavy Horses from 1978. Fuck, dude. This album was fucking genius. Fucking genius. It always, the title of the album always kind of threw me off. You're like, Jethro Tull's got an album about fucking horses. It's got him on the cover leading the 2 giant horses. And the Mouse Police Never Sleeps. That's what opens up this fucking album. And the Mouse Police Never Sleeps. Oh my god. It's got Aces Wild. It's got No Lullaby. It's got Moths. It's got fucking Rover on it. It's got One Brown Mouse. It's got the fucking title track, Heavy Horses. And it's got Weathercock on it. And even the bonus track, Living in These Hard Times, is fucking awesome. This album is almost fucking flawless. Journeyman didn't really totally grab me. It's the one like weak spot on this fucking album. And it's not even weak. It's just that song did just blow me the fuck away. But everything else on this album is fucking genius. That's why it's my number fucking 3. Jesus Christ. Heavy Horses from 1978. And then after this, Ian Anderson would, their bass player would fucking die, and then fucking Ian Anderson would start firing people left and right, and and then, you got what you got, and you got some good stuff. Over the years, if Jethro Tull, if you could say anything about Jethro Tull, is they're fucking consistent. They're still consistent. I don't know what that new album's going to sound like, but I'm assuring you, because Ian Anderson's involved in it, it's going to be pretty fucking solid. Never heard anything from Ian Anderson where I was like, what the fuck? Maybe Under Wraps. That was a little confusing. It's like listening to Alice Cooper sing fucking Flush the Fashion, where you're just like, did I miss something? But at the same time, there's still a fucking hint of genius in everything the guy fucking touches. So fuck, man. Number 2. There's only 2 left, man. But number 2, I'm gonna go 1972. Thick as a Brick. Fuck. The epic, the opus. Thick as a Brick and Thick as a Brick Part 2. That's the whole fucking album now. Like I said, if it was digital, it'd all been one fucking song, basically. Here you go, one song. Okay, guys. I mean, it's a 2-minute song? 40-something, right? Thick as a Brick. Got fucking folded out like a newspaper and shit. Let's see. 43 and change, like 43.50, and the 21st anniversary edition, which has like a 16-minute fucking interview with Ian Anderson and Martin Barr and Jeffrey Hancock. So wow, and the live, Thick as a Brick live at Madison Square Gardens. Wow, they cut it down to 11.50. So Thick as a Brick. Oh. This album is a fucking genius album, and it was coming off, and obviously we know number 1 for me is Aqualung. But coming off of Aqualung, this is where they went. They come out with a genius fucking Aqualung, which we'll get to in a second. But and then they said, what's next? Fuck, what can we do? What would be amazing? Well, fuck, why don't we come out with an album with one fucking song on it? I mean, it'll have little bits and pieces at little different parts and shit like that, but basically, let's come out with a fucking album that has one fucking song on it. And they did it not once, but twice. In a row. But Thick as a Brick, where Passion Play is a bit grandiose and somewhat confusing from time to time, Thick as a Brick for me is just fucking just starts out and just listen to the whole fucking thing. I just listened to it like 20 minutes ago before, or however long I've been doing this. Or maybe an hour ago, because fuck, I've been talking for an hour. Thick as a Brick is a masterpiece. It really is. And for 1972, I mean, there was bands like Yes and Genesis and King Crimson and those prog genius bands. Nowadays, there's people like fucking... there's a bunch of different proggy bands. Not as folk influenced, I would say, or flute influenced as Tull, but there's a lot of proggy bands nowadays that try and do these magnum opus fucking suites and stuff, and it's just not as fucking entertaining as this. I'll mention one band, Dream Theater. That's the one band that I fucking tried. Put their shit on. Oh man, they're great players. Wow, that sounds great, but all as the whole, Plus, I can't stand their fucking singer's voice. Anyways, Thick as a Brick was masterful, but it was also something that no one really had fucking totally done before, where it's just, this is one piece of music, basically. It was like an opera in one song. So, Thick as a Brick, number 2, 1972. So, number 1 is Aqualung. Hey, Aqualung. What can you say about Aqualung? Well, let's see. When you listen to Aqualung, Ian Anderson doesn't pull punches. This is a very like kind of Dickensian kind of album because there's some characters on here where you're just like, fuck, man. Aqualung, where he's watching as the pretty panties run. Where he's like warming his feet in the bog and he's picking a dog end. He bends to pick a dog end. Yeah. These lyrics are fucked up, right? But then it gets even better and you get into fucking Cross-Eyed Mary, right? Cross-Eyed Mary. We're just like, holy shit. Little schoolgirl prostitute going on there, right? Cross-Eyed Mary, she'd give it away for a song. What was it? The butcher barber would drop her off at school, which was the abortionist, or the the jackknife barber was the abortionist that would drop her off at school. And it said like she didn't get her kicks from little boys; she got them from. She'd rather hang out with a gray Leicester, right, or Aqualung over in the corner watching them through the gate. So yeah, there's some fucking dark shit. But Ian Anderson said like the characters on Aqualung, even though they were in disturbing circumstances, they still had this like musical sense about their lives. Because like, you know, Cross-Eyed Mary, like she was a little schoolgirl prostitute, but she was like the Robin Hood of Highgate, where she like, you know, if they didn't have enough money, she'd give it to them for free. Twisted, right? Cheap Day Return is amazing. Mother Goose is fucking amazing. Wondering Aloud is pretty fucking good. My God is amazing. Hymn 43 is fucking amazing. Goes into fucking locomotive breath. In the shuffling madness. I really am not going to sing today because my voice is shit. It's got fucking wind up. This has always kind of been my favorite fucking Tull album just because it's so complete. There's a lot of fucking flowing. I told Matt yesterday, I said it's like a dark river with chunks of ice flowing. It's dangerous but beautiful. I was being metaphorical. I've listened to this album like tons and tons and tons of time, and it never gets old for me. Plus, it's got that red down. Sitting on a park bench, eyeing little girls with bad intent. Snot is running down his nose. Greasy fingers smearing shabby clothes. Aqualung. It's fucking great album. This is my favorite fucking Jethro Tull album. So there you have it. I have a fucking fuck ton of live fucking shit from them, but we'll go over the list real quick. Number 22 was This Was from 1968, kind of a bluesy, kind of, you know, not my favorite. Number 21 was Under Wraps from 1984, kind of a poppy, electronic drum kind of weird shit, like a little Moscow kind of Gorky Park shit going on there, right? Number 20 was the Jethro Tull Christmas album. It's a Christmas album. It's still pretty good. Number 19 was jtoll.com from 1999. Number 18 was Crest of a Knave from 1987. Beat fucking Metallica for the Grammy, but who gives a fuck. Number 17 was War Child from 1974. Someone called it the letdown from a passion play, but number 16 was A, which was supposed to be Ian Anderson's solo album, but the record company Chrysalis, that fabulous fucking record company, ooh, Chrysalis, just fucking Blondie on there. They decided no, it should be a Tull album, so they called it a Tull album. Number 15 was Roots to Branches from 1995. Fucking solid album, man. Go out and check that fucking shit out. It's fucking genius. Number 14 was Stand Up, the second Jethro Tull album, where they started finding their footing, but there's some Borges on there, Bori. It's so fucking good. 13 was Stormwatch. Yeah, I don't have the super jumbo Ian Anderson beard. No. Fuck no. Ugh, it's disgusting. Number 12 was Rock Island. Another fucking solid ass motherfucking Jethro Tull album from 1989. Number 11 was Catfish Rising. Another fucking solid album from 1991. Number 10 was Benefit, the third fucking Tull album where Tull became Tull. Great album, 1970. Number 9 was Life is a Long Song, the EP from 1971. Kind of like an add-on to fucking Aqualung. It was Aqualung, and then they came out with this, and then they put out Living in the Past and sent it to fucking America so people would know their early catalog. Yeah. Number 8 is Songs from the Wood from 1977. Ooh, that fucking middle period of albums is so fucking good, man. Number 7, The Broadsword and the Beast from 1982. It's another fucking solid. Fuck. Little weird though. A and then Broadsword and then fucking Under Wraps. Kind of a strange run of albums right there, but Broadsword and the Beast was really good. That was a Tull album. Number 6 was A Passion Play from 1973. Fucking amazing, fucking genius, and fucking madness, total madness. And they had a lot of fucking issues making this album, and that's why I said I was going to add on the Chateau Nightcap album with all the Chateaus too, because there were supposed to be like a fuck ton more songs on this, but the band finally was like, fuck this, I need to go home and see my kids and shit. So they all bailed, and A Passion Play is what got honed down to the final product. But there's a fuck ton of stuff. I think they were even working on like Bungle in the Jungle. There was a bunch of stuff that ended up on latter albums that they were working on. But yeah, this was kind of them being held prisoner in the Chateau d'Or or whatever in France, and they kind of started to lose it and started eating each other and shit. So that's kind of why, like, it's a cool album. Go find it. Nightcap. It's a double CD. It's got a fuck ton of songs on it. This is kind of like all the stuff that didn't make it on fucking Passion Play. But Passion Play number 6. Sometimes I love it, and sometimes I don't love it so much. So number 5, I'm going to Too Old to Rock and Roll, Too Young to Die from 1976. Number 4, I'm going to go Minstrel in the Gallery from 1975. Number 3, I'm going to go Heavy Horses from 1978, which is fucking genius. Number 2, Thick as a Brick, fucking masterpiece from 1970 fucking 2. So good. And then number 1, Aqualung from 1971. There's my list of Jethro Tull albums. Like I said, I have a fuck ton of like live shit and stuff from them. I have Aqualung Live, which is fucking great. I have the BBC shit from 98, the BBC stuff. Wow. I have the Best of the Acoustic, which is a fuck ton of stuff. A classic case. The London Symphony Orchestra plays music of Jethro Tull with Ian Anderson. A little light music live, and that was from '92. That's a pretty cool show. I'm Living with the Past live, which has a bunch of, but it's kind of chopped up and shit. Where's the Stunner? Oh yeah, live bursting out from 1978. That's kind of like, if you're gonna get the Ian Anderson, that was before Stormwatch, so that was kind of like the end of the era. 77, end of the era, or 78. Was it 78? Aqualung, Hunting Girls on here. Is this on the fucking Heavy Horses tour? No, this is on. Songs in the Wood, right? Yeah, this is on the Songs in the Wood tour. It's got Ian laying down, he's on the ground, he's singing, it's got a big old balloon that says bursting out. I think it said something like it was misprinted the first time around or some shit like that. I have the nightcap, the stuff from the Chateau, and there's fucking 31 fucking songs on here. So, woo, and it's got a bunch of shit on there, so that's pretty fucking cool. And then I got Jethro Tull, the 25th anniversary box set, and that has a bunch of fucking crazy shit on it too. It's got Remixed, it's got Carnegie Hall, it's got the Beacon's Bottoms tapes, and it's got Potpourri, which is live across the world throughout the year. So there's a ton of fucking like compilations and shit. If you're just a casual like Tull fan, you can just get Living in the Past. I mean, it's cool. What was the other one I had? There's one that I have that's got like a fuck ton of songs on it too. Living in the Past. 20 Years of Jethro Tull. 20 Years of Jethro Tull is like 3 discs. It's got pretty much fucking everything you would need if you were just gonna go that easy route and just get the hits. But go for the deep cuts, because there is a lot of deep cuts in fucking Jethro Tull. There's songs that you will listen to and then you'll forget about, and then you come back to them and you're like, holy fucking shit. So that's one thing about Jethro Tull. It's a band that keeps on giving, man. It's like the Jelly of the Month Club. So that's what Jethro Tull is. Everybody stay metal.